It's really deeper than just an individual series getting swept out of Houston or even a slow start. This is about in this town. Like, you people have standards for things like personal hygiene. Now, your standard might be higher or lower, but there has to be a standard. There's a standard for how you want your kids to behave. There's a standard for the type of person you want to spend your life with. Like, why is there no standard for this baseball team? Can I ask this question? Like, how is it in this town people have the audacity to, like, they'll bomb the Lions and then let the Tigers off with a free pass as if they've done anything? Wow, one title since 68. Like, I just, here's what I don't understand, Rico. And if you think it's 6 years, if you think it's 7, you think it's 5, let me help you with this Al Avila thing. None of it matters. None of it matters. Look at this lineup. Just the lineup. Forget about everything else. How can you be? He took this job, what was it, August 9th of 2015. How can you be the better part of 7 years into this, and this is what we have? This. We're outside of Javi Baez. How many everyday ball players you got? How many guys? Who's an everyday ball player right now? Because I tell you one thing, Spencer Torkelson's about 2 weeks away from getting sent down. He's hitting 160. Badu has been figured out. Bye-bye. Who you got?
Meadows.
Okay. Okay, great. There's 2. Who? What else? What do you got for me?
Yeah.
7 years deep. And, Rico, here's the worst part. These people don't get angry. Explain to me how in this town, one of the great sports cities in America, your baseball team can have the worst record in the AL at 8-19, have the fewest home runs in baseball with 11, have the second worst OPS in baseball behind the Oakland A's, who are the walking embodiment of the Gibraltar Trade Center. They sold everything. Explain how Al Avila and Chris Ilitch just fly free. Oh, I know you were all obsessed with Miggy and his stupid stats. Great, that's done. As Rico has said so many times, there's nothing else to sell. What do we have? Because, if you call me about the farm system, let me help you with what's down in Toledo ready to help. Maybe Cody Clemens? Maybe? Who else? This system that I've told you for years is irreparably flawed, is positionally imbalanced. We are sitting here at this point. I mean, Al Avila's record as a GM since the day he took over is 392 and 558. Here are your records for the seasons. Take away 15 where he went 23 and 34 down the stretch after selling. 86 and 75, 64 and 98, 64 and 98, 47 and 114. COVID year, 23 and 35, 77 and 85, and now they're out to an 8 and 19 start, and they look helpless. How is Al Avila not front and center? How? You want to get after Hinch? You want to tell me there's different buttons he could be pushing? Tell me who. Tell me who. How about the guy who shops for the groceries? And remember, and I agree with Rico on this, if Green doesn't get hurt, Meadows isn't here. So explain to me where you guys are at with this, because I'll tell you, you make me feel like you're just willing to put up with it, willing to allow a substandard product, willing to allow Chris Ilitch and Al Avila to just whistle by the graveyard. How many years do you get? I mean, if you're driving around right now and you do sales, do you get 7 years to become viable? If you are a CEO of a company, I don't care if you're a janitor. You don't get 7 years to figure out how to clean a toilet. I mean, you want to personalize it, I'll go ahead and tell you, you don't get 7 years as a radio host. You don't get 7 books. You may not get a year. So pardon me when I look at Al Avila's resume and I go, guys, what are we doing here? Oh, but he took Torkelson. My dog would have drafted Torkelson. Oh, but what about Mize? Really? Who wasn't taking Mize there? Like, right. Outside of the obvious, what has he done? Look at this team. Look at this. Rico. They're going to be dead by Memorial Day.
Unfortunately, Mike, everything you're saying is true. Here's the problem. And I think this is why the Tigers get a free pass. There's two sports where winning it all is not the end-all, be-all. Baseball is one, especially here in this city. Can you entertain me? Can we have fun? Can I go down to the ballpark and try some of these new items that are on the menu and just have fun? Take the kids, take the wife, go out with your boys. You just have fun. The World Series is not the end-all, be-all. The other sport, by the way, is college basketball that celebrates Final Fours, not national championships.
See, it's not about the title. It's not about the title. Rico, we are talking about taking a step forward and ready? Here's my big ask. A winning record. That's how low the bar is. And you can have Chris sit up in his box acting like he cares when Miggy gets 3,000. But the reality is, if Chris Ilitch cared about this product or had a clue, Al Avila would at least be feeling pressure. And we know there's no pressure. Because, and you know who I ultimately blame? Honestly, I blame a lot of the fans. These people let the Tigers get away with murder. Murder.
Yeah, but Mike, once again, the Tigers are something to do until football season starts. Let's call it what it is. Can you entertain me for June and July, and then come August, you're talking Lions, you're talking Michigan.
64 wins, 47 wins, 77 wins. What's
entertaining? Well, you had the Miggy home run count. That's what you had.
Rico, that was over the first 10 minutes of the season. You know what you got left now? You got to look at them trotting that corpse out there for another 130 games. And if I hear another person tell me that Miggy's not the problem, he ain't the solution either. I don't need a $30 million singles hitter who ties up the Bates Pats and requires 3 singles to score. What are we doing? This team just went to Houston. Rico, they scored 6 runs total. Take the 13-run eruption they had against Colorado, right? The day everybody's balls were tingling and Miggy got 3,000. Take the 13 runs away. They got 65 runs in 27 baseball games.
Wow.
Rico.
That's less than 3 a game.
Where's the standard, people? Look, let's talk about it. I can't sit here and tell you there's some grand fix. It's just they're not good.